Chapter 306. For CO, towards CO, 1. Kong Minhee is looking at me. No, her gaze is precisely directed towards my soul. What exactly happened to you? Quote. Connecting through the spirit sealing bodkin, she and I are linked at this very moment. Although the connection will soon be severed, thanks to it, Kong Minhee's nether perception can see more clearly into my essence. Hua, she creates an ice chair and collapses into it. She looks extremely tired. You bastard, if you're going to show up, at least do it properly. Kong Minhee curses with her eyes closed. However, the corners of her mouth are lifted. And then she falls asleep. It's the effect of the spirit sealing bodkin. Kong Minhee dreamt. It was a dream about what happened on Earth. In that dream, she was looking at a shadow in front of her dressing table. She was glaring at the shadow in the mirror. The shadow spoke. You or me, I am you, a shadow you created to protect yourself. Your talent is so immense that I was born naturally. Kong Minhee bit her lip. Without responding to the shadow, she quickly applied light makeup and left. The shadow is her talent. A part of her power. And she realized it. Her talent had been fully absorbed when she entered the Black Ghost Valley that very day. She had learned the Ghost Path method from Heogwak and absorbed everything into herself. It's a truth she had ignored until now. The shadow is her own power. And the shadow is already within her. Therefore, the shadow can never appear before her again. As she had awakened her talent and devoured it long ago. When the memory she had subconsciously sealed was released, it healed her mind. But was that the price? Or was it a side effect of the spirit sealing bodkin? Or perhaps the prank of someone who had lost their mind? Kong Minhee, having released one memory, had to seal another. The memory of seeing Seo Eun-yun's soul inside Seo Lee. That fleeting memory was completely buried by the spirit sealing bodkin embedded in her soul. Kong Minhee opened her eyes again. Her last memory is that for some reason she had gone berserk, and Seo Lee had intervened to stop her. Although it felt like some memory had been sealed as a consequence, her distorted memory made her believe that the sealed memory was the cause of her berserk state. Thus, Kong Minhee vowed not to touch this seal until she grew strong enough to overcome her own rampage. What, Seo Lee, after bidding Yi and Wei off, I speak as I return to Heavenly Cauldron Mountain. Complaints are pouring in from Seo Lee. Did you seal Kong Minhee's memory? Her knowing your identity won't help her at all. It was not your place to meddle with her memory. It's to the extent she can undo it herself when she's ready. She'll think about it later when she grows stronger. Just why are you delaying the truth? I don't see why she needs to know it now. It's more important to send Jeon Myung-hoon to the Nether Ghost Realm. There's no need to shake Kong Minhee's mind unnecessarily. It's not about necessity. Everything in this world is just a matter of necessity. There's no contact from Seo Lee for a while. I click my tongue, wondering if I should treat Seo Lee's paranoia as well. It's then that I arrive at Heavenly Human Island. Master, it has been a while. Ah, is it Hong Fan? Yes, the client from the Earth tribe cancelled the creation of the poison, saying something went wrong. Still, I got everything I wanted. Both the cultivation scattering poison and the antidote. Hee, that's good. You're indeed useful, Hong Fan. At my words, Hong Fan bows his head in gratitude before looking at me. But, Master, you seem different from before. You think I've changed? Yes. Are you not feeling well? Where do you think I'm unwell? It seems there might be an issue with your consciousness. I can detect anomalies in the consciousness with the formless poison I developed that I injected into your upper dantian. But your consciousness waves are different from before. Quote. I furrow my brows. Hearing those words, I suddenly feel an overwhelming surge of annoyance and a murderous desire to kill Hong Fan. But at the same time, I suppress that emotion with reason and thought. Not only Seo Lee but also Hong Fan thinks there's something wrong with me. In that case, there's a chance that I really do have a problem. I contemplate using the spirit sealing bodkin on myself. However, I feel that my mental issue is not merely a matter of a simple mental disorder. Well, fine. The reason I sought Tae Yal Jeon in the first place is to obtain the Buddhist family methods to help with my consciousness. As I return to Heavenly Cauldron Mountain, I take out the Buddhist family method books I had received from Tae Yal Jeon. If I learn these methods, I will be able to clearly identify what is wrong with my consciousness. But then, Hong Fan, looking at the Buddhist family methods, asks with a puzzled expression. Master, what are those? These are Buddhist family methods. These methods incorporate the concept of the 7 brilliances kings into their techniques. Listening to my explanation, Hong Fan's eyes light up brightly. "Oh, Master, for some reason, I am greatly intrigued. May I also refer to these methods?" Hong Fan, but these are Heaven Tribe methods. "Oh, is that so? Then please tell me where I can learn more about Buddhist family methods, as I am very interested in the essence of Buddhism itself." I feel a bit puzzled seeing Hong Fan suddenly show such a great interest in the Buddhist family methods. Well, it shouldn't matter. I slice through space to the area below Heavenly Human Island, arriving at Grand Nirvana Temple. This is the Grand Nirvana Temple where cultivator Tae resides. She is one of the human race grand cultivators, so treat her with respect, Hong Fan. Of course, I enter Grand Nirvana Temple to introduce Hong Fan to Tae Yaljayon. Tae Yaljayon is sweeping the courtyard. Despite being at the core formation stage, where using spells would be quicker, she insists on sweeping with her physical body. Another welcome guest has arrived. "What brings you here, Cultivator Seo?" Tae Yaljayon greets me warmly. I introduce Hong Fan. "Greetings, Taoist Tae. This is my subordinate, Hong Fan. He has a great interest in Buddhist family methods." Then, I suddenly notice something strange. An intent that should not be here is blooming beside me. Quote. As soon as Hong Fan sees Tae Yaljayon, he starts emanating gold and pink intent from his entire body. Hong Fan, with flushed cheeks, stammers. "Master, who is this beautiful person?" Quote. "She's the grand cultivator Tae Yaljayon whom I mentioned." Hong Fan, as if mesmerized, approaches her and abruptly blurts out thunderous words. "Marry me, please. I fell in love at first sight." Quote. I blink in confusion, unable to understand, while Tae Yaljayon visibly appears flustered. Her face, usually filled with calmness, now shows a mix of astonishment, disbelief, and a hint of panic. Hong Fan's sudden confession is so unexpected and bewildering that it causes even the always serene Tae Yaljayon to be taken aback. My apologies, Taoist Tae. My subordinate has acted rudely out of the blue. Hong Fan, for now. Be quiet. Quote. Hong Fan raises his voice in a tone he had never used with me before, a powerful and assertive tone. "Even if you are my master, I will not tolerate you interfering between me and this person." I have never seen the usually calm Hong Fan so enraged, so I step back in surprise. Hong Fan turns his head back to Tae Yaljayon and kneels before her, launching into a fervent confession. "Oh, beautiful lady, please marry me. I've never met someone as beautiful as you. Just looking at you makes my heart come to life. Please." What is truly bewildering is that, amidst this ridiculous scene, a light pink intent is blooming in Tae Yaljayon's chest. Though she looks flustered, her cheeks are now also flushed. No, I'm sorry, but I am a nun. I cannot engage in a relationship. If you give up being a nun, would you be willing to be with me? That is impossible. I swore never to share affection with anyone after attaining my Tao. Quote. So, there's no chance for me. Please, give me a chance. Please cheer me on in completing my Tao. Then, wouldn't that pave a way for us to meet? When you complete your Tao, you will become perfect in yourself. How can I possibly meet you then? Only the imperfect can share love. Please give me a chance. Hong Fan prostrates himself before her and begins to sob. Tae Yaljayon, with her previously unbroken calm and mystique shattered, is sweating profusely as she tries to console him. Why must you think that way? You haven't seen me complete my Tao. No one but the future king knows what lies at the end of the Tao, so it cannot be concluded. Even if I haven't seen it, if one has wisdom, one can infer the ultimate destination of the Tao. Isn't it true that connections and relationships can only love in an imperfect state? Don't you know that the higher one cultivates, the more unfeeling they become? Quote. Please calm down. Only the future king determines fate and destiny. Ask them for a connection. What are you talking about? I don't know who this future king is, but is he some omnipotent being? If it's a fate that is thrown to me by begging, would I be satisfied? I want to seek love from you with my own hands, not from the future king or whatever. Hong Fan, completely agitated, clings to Tae Yaljayon with bloodshot eyes, and she carefully pushes him away, sweating profusely. Surprisingly, Hong Fan, who seems like he would cling endlessly, is pushed away helplessly when she gently nudges him. Hong Fan cries out, tears streaming down his face. Am I not acceptable? Quote. Please forgive me. Please leave now. Quote. Understood. If you ever preach, please let me know. I will watch from afar. Seeing that his confession is no longer effective, Hong Fan retreats in tears. Exhausted from the ordeal, Tae Yal Jaeon wipes her sweat and, unable to hide her distress, bows her head to me. I apologize, Cultivator Co. It seems my condition is not good today, so let's meet another time. Quote. Ah, yes, please go inside. Though I say that, I instinctively feel that Tae Yal Jaeon will not meet me again. As long as Hong Fan is my subordinate, she will probably avoid me. Did I lose a mentor for the Buddhist family methods because of that confession? Feeling a bit exasperated, I glance at Hong Fan. But seeing him lying on the ground, swallowing his tears like a tragic hero, I decide not to question him, fearing he might consume the formless poison he made himself. A little later, after calming Hong Fan down, I head up to Heavenly Human Island with him. Quote. Hong Fan. Yes, Master. Can I ask why you suddenly made that confession? I told you, I fell in love at first sight. Does the beauty standard of the insect race differ a lot from humans? While I am bewildered, Hong Fan seems to ponder and then speaks. And also, the moment I saw her, something came to mind. What do you mean? Quote. Actually, saying I fell in love at first sight isn't quite accurate. I apologize. For some reason, seeing her surfaced memories I had forgotten. I do not know why, but it feels like I have met her somewhere before. I rack my brains and reach one possible conclusion. Could it be Hong Fan's past life? Hong Fan is an ancient soul. That's why he appears elderly and speaks in an old-fashioned manner. Maybe Hong Fan had met Tae Yal Jaeon in his past life. As I sort out my thoughts, Hong Fan suddenly says to me, Master, do you have the Buddhist family methods she gave you? Yes, I do, but, please give them to me. I want to have them. At least, let me smell her scent from them. Please, I beg you. In a daze from his desperate plea, I hand the Buddhist family methods I received from Tae Yal Jaeon to Hong Fan. Hong Fan, taking all the books from her, holds them close and closes his eyes as if recalling something. Quote. Well, I need those methods too, so bring them back to me later. Quote. Hong Fan doesn't respond. I thought he was a useful person, but to be so swayed by emotions like that. I feel a strange sense of disgust towards Hong Fan and return to my cave residence. Then, I frown as I see someone standing in front of my cave residence. Quote. What is it? Why are you here? It's Co Lee. He used a spell to change his face to look like mine and is waiting for me in front of my cave residence. Co Lee looks at me and speaks. You seem to be in a bad mood, main body. Quote. Yes, I suffered a loss because Hong Fan acted out of line. Then shouldn't you be making an annoyed face? What about my face? Co Lee glares at me and says. Aren't you smiling? Quote. I'm smiling. TSTSTST. Co Lee conjures a mirror with a spell and shows it to me. In the mirror, despite my bad mood, I am wearing a surprisingly gentle smile that even shocks myself. Main body, don't you think something is strange at this point? Both Hong Fan and I felt something strange about you. And even though we have never made such an unpleasant face when feeling bad, you are now. Quote. They say smiles bring good fortune. But even I can tell that is a flimsy excuse. Why am I like this? I'm perplexed. Co Lee looks at me with a cold expression and says. Main body, I will seal you in your cave residence. Quote. What? Chuarong. Around Co Lee, sealing spells like the Spirit Sealing Bodkin, 5 Elements Blood Curse Banner, and Black Ghost Curse Banner appear. Since you need to enter secluded cultivation to reach the 4-axis stage anyway, consider it a secluded cultivation in your cave residence. I will handle your external activities with my clone body. I will also reach the 4-axis stage first in Black Ghost Valley and share my insights, so don't engage in any activities from now on. Quote. Who are you to tell me what to do? I am yourself. Quote. I ponder for a long time. Indeed, I have been acting strangely lately. Wouldn't it be better for me to move around and find consciousness methods? Well, I think it's better for you to observe yourself in a sealed state. I think it over rationally. Indeed, Seo Lee's words make sense. Logically, it's the right move. But for some reason, I don't like it. However, what does it matter if I don't like it? Emotions are. After organizing my thoughts, I smile gently and spread my arms. Alright, that seems like the best course of action. Seal me, please. Carry on with the plans I intended to execute in my original body. Quote. Understood. Then I shall go inside. I enter my cave residence obediently, and Seo Lee calls out to me from behind. Main body. Bo Wang. Seo Lee draws out the formless sword and performs a sword dance before speaking. Draw out the formless sword. I smile and draw the formless sword, mimicking Seo Lee's simple sword dance. Quote. I see. Then, stay sealed for about 1,000 years. I shall. Clang, clang, clang. Spirit sealing bodkin, 5 elements blood curse banner, black ghost curse banner, and various other sealing spells made with devilish arts envelop my cave residence. Before the seal is completed, I hand over a token indicating full authority to my clone, and then I am completely confined. Judging by the structure of the seal, it will be released in 1,000 years. I will have enough time to slowly challenge the 4-axis stage within the seal. I sit cross-legged in the darkness, smiling brightly. After sealing him, I use the clothing spell to completely change my clothes to white. Only after seeing that disgusting expression of his did I realize. That thing is no longer the main body. Seo Weol, what have you done? That thing is now Seo Weol. For the next 1,000 years, I need to find a proper way to kill Seo Weol. Chapter 307. For Seo, towards Seo 2. I lift the formless sword. As Yuan Yu's blood body is not yet accustomed to it, it can't unleash the full power of the formless sword. It can probably only use about 80% of its strength. In other words, my main body has already become accustomed. And perhaps because of that, Seo Weol, who absorbed me, surprisingly used the Treading Heavens formless sword. However, he couldn't communicate with the formless sword. He couldn't show the enlightenment of tribulating heavens. Yet despite that, he used the formless sword, which is a technique related to my heart essence. I am utterly horrified by this fact. How in the world did he manage to parasitize in such a way that makes such a thing possible? To prevent any potential risk of being overtaken, I severed even the slightest connection with my main body. Afterwards, I used the transmission talisman to call Hong Fan. Hong Fan quickly comes running at my call and kneels. You called for me, Master. Summon Kim Yeon and Jaeon Myung-hoon. And, inform the Grand Cultivator Assembly that I will be entering secluded cultivation. Let them know that I will be in seclusion for about 1,000 years, and if there are any messages, they should be delivered to my clone. Understood. By the way, Master. Yes. Are you the clone? Indeed. Is there a problem? No, not at all. Hong Fan, who had been looking at me intently for a moment, shakes his head. Ha, boring. Go on. After bowing his head once, Hong Fan disappears from in front of me. Shortly after, Kim Yeon and Jaeon Myung-hoon stand before me. Kim Yeon has just returned from the Cold Yin Marsh. She looks at me and tilts her head as if puzzled. She didn't possibly realize that this body and the one at Cold Yin Marsh are the same, did she? I sweat internally while asking Kim Yeon to explain what she heard from Kong Min-hee. Kim Yeon relays Kong Min-hee's words to Jaeon Myung-hoon. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll do whatever I'm asked. Jaeon Myung-hoon nods and accepts readily. I asked Kim Yeon for a favor. Yeon, Chief Oh Yun-sok will be coming back soon. Huh, Chief Oh, too, yes. As a Grand Cultivator, I am well informed of information from the Grand Cultivators meeting. Among the shared information is that a person named Oh Yun-sok from the Azure Heaven Creation sect is currently knocking on the gate of the bright cold realm from beyond the dimension. We will soon be able to meet Oh Yun-sok in about 3 or 4 days. With this, I have achieved my goal of gathering my colleagues. The remaining goals are reaching the 4-axis stage, acquiring the technique formula of the Great Mountain Splitting Emperor technique, exploring the storage scroll of Lofty Dragon True Person, and living for over 1,000 years and completely killing Seo Weol. Seo Weol seems to have accepted seclusion under the pretense of reaching the 4-axis stage in my body. I guarantee, no matter how cunning and clever Seo Weol is, he will realize something is wrong after 300 years and scream to the heavens from within the cave residence. No one knows my main body's talents better than I do. And a few days later, we reach the entrance to the true devil realm and encounter a familiar face. Chief O, quote. It's Oh Yun-sok. He looks up at Kim Yeon with weary eyes, then turns his gaze to me and Jaeon Myung-hoon standing behind her. How have you been, Yun Sok-hung Nim? I have been fine. I greet him casually, while Jaeon Myung-hoon greets him with a face that looks like he wants to die from awkwardness. Oh Yun Sok stares at us for a moment, then plops down on the spot. Quote. It feels like a dream. To think I actually survived that battlefield. He sighs deeply, catching his breath. Oh Yun Sok, who has reached the grand perfection nascent soul stage, laughs as he pants. I smile at him as he sighs with relief. Yes, congratulations. In this life, he has not been mentally broken by the Black Dragon King or the Blood Yin Esteemed One. Azure Tiger Saint is also not dead, and there is only room for growth in the future. I look at him while inwardly smiling bitterly. Though the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect's fate relating to true immortals was twisted. Just changing the situation of one person like Oh Yun Sok was enough to alter fate. If I had been a bit stronger, could I have saved the entire Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect? Maybe, just maybe, that could have been the case. Let's become stronger quickly. With the Great Desert to Dead Sea spell I created, I am confident I can reach the 4-axis stage. After enjoying a reunion and sharing stories with Oh Yun Sok, I send him back to the Azure Heaven Creation sect. Alright, so you're telling me to come back after reaching the 4-axis stage? Yes, well, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. Haha, alright, I understand. I also learned a lot from this human devil war. He boards the giant flying magic artifact heading toward the Azure Heaven Creation sect, looking back at the entrance to the True Devil Realm with bitter eyes. The entrance to the True Devil Realm is now completely blocked by the grand cultivators of the True Devil Realm. At least for now, the human race won't be able to invade the True Devil Realm recklessly. Are we humans, good or evil? Oh Yun Sok mutters, looking at the True Devil Realm with a muddled gaze. I've been thinking a lot about that. If I ask my master at the Azure Heaven Creation sect, he'll probably give me a very clear answer. He's that kind of person. But what do you all think? He asks us with a confused look in his eyes. Are humans good or evil? It's been nearly 100 years since we came to this world. Each of you must have your own experiences, so please tell me what you think. In response, Kim Yeon answers immediately. Her eyes are filled with a certain conviction. I think, the theory that humans are inherently evil is more correct. Pure humans are ultimately just great evils. It's an answer only she, who has experienced the pure human, Mad Lord, could give. Contrarily, Jaeon Myung-hoon gives the exact opposite answer. He caresses the wooden box in his chest and speaks. Well, I'd rather believe in the theory that humans are inherently good. If humans aren't good, how could they care for others when facing death? It's an answer only he, who has heard the dying words of Jin So-hae, could give. Interesting. If we were back at the company, you two would probably have given the opposite answers. There have been many incidents, after all. Quote. Yes, many things have happened. At Oh Yun Sok's words, the two show bitter expressions. Truly, we have experienced too many things. Then Eun Yun, what do you think? Quote. However, I can't answer Oh Yun Sok immediately. Quote. I don't know. You don't know. Yes, you might think it's foolish, but I truly don't know. No matter how much I ponder, it's a question I can't answer. Quote. I see. I understand. All of your answers have been helpful. I'll keep them in mind. Having witnessed the human race's ugliness during the Human Devil War, Oh Yun Sok seems to be deeply troubled by the nature of humans. He hugs each of us one by one and then departs for the Azure Heaven Creation sect. I have a feeling we will meet again soon. After sending Oh Yun Sok off, I ask Kim Yeon to take Jaeon Myung-hoon to the Black Ghost Valley. Eun Yun Oppa, aren't you going? Don't you need to meet Minhee Unnie too? Quote. I'll meet Kong Minhee later. I feel I need more courage to face Kong Minhee with my original face. Although the main body had sealed her memories arbitrarily, it seems somewhat fortunate now. Kim Yeon nods and heads to Black Ghost Valley with Jaeon Myung-hoon. After watching them disappear, I change back to Seo Lee's face and quickly head to Black Ghost Valley. For now, it's time to be with Kong Minhee as Seo Lee, not Seo Eun Yun. Black Ghost Valley. Inside the office of the Ghost Soul Hall in the Nether Crossing ship. Hey, long time no see. You rascal. Kong Minhee taps the ashes out from her pipe, extinguishes the embers, and then greets Kim Yeon and Jaeon Myung-hoon. I stand beside Kong Minhee with Seo Lee's face and greet the two. Jaeon Myung-hoon briefly makes eye contact with me, his expression becoming strange. Thinking back, this guy knows about Yuan Yu's blood body. Fortunately, he seemed to catch on quickly as he was about to say something but closed his mouth. Kang Min-hee glances at Jaeon Myung-hoon with her eyes gleaming. "Ho, to be honest, I didn't expect anything, but you've changed a lot, haven't you?" "That delinquent." At her words, Jaeon Myung-hoon looks at Kang Min-hee with an expressionless face and speaks. "It seems like you're trying to get on my nerves, but I'll apologize for what happened on Earth. I'm sorry. Quote. Anyway, how do we use the side path?" Kang Min-hee's eyes widen in surprise at his response. Quote. You've really grown. Alright, sorry for trying to test you. Then for now, I can let you use the side path. But, what will you offer to the Black Ghost Valley as compensation? Even the disciples of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect who use the side path before all paid the usage fee. Jaeon Myung-hoon nods at this. I'll put it on Seo Eun-yun's tab. Since he became a grand cultivator of the human race, he'll be getting tons of support. Kang Min-hee and I both let out a wry smile at Jaeon Myung-hoon casually sticking the bill on me. She does so outwardly, while I do so inwardly. It seems your love for credit hasn't changed much. You sly bastard, aren't you doing it a bit too naturally? Kang Min-hee clicks her tongue and nods. Well, fine, I'll get the payment from Seo Eun-yun. You have proof, right? Jaeon Myung-hoon hands over a recording talisman with my voice to Kang Min-hee. It's a talisman containing my voice promising any assistance when heading to the Nether Ghost Realm. Kang Min-hee nods. Good, then I'll let you use the side path. But, as Yeon must have already told you, you must follow my orders without question. Otherwise, you can't enter. I'll do so. With that, Kang Min-hee nods and leads us out of the Nether crossing ship. I, having reached the Heavenly Being stage and assumed the position of Ghost Soul Hall Chief, follow them in that capacity. Outside the Nether crossing ship, in one of the valleys of Black Ghost Valley, in a valley with terrain resembling a basin filled with yin energy. At the bottom, there's a red pattern that looks as if it was drawn with blood. And surrounding the pattern are long totem-like posts, pointing toward the center. There are a few ways to enter the Nether Ghost Realm. The easiest is to become an integration stage cultivator, wrap your body with your domain, and break through the boundary of the Nether Ghost Realm. This is the most stable method. With your domain protecting you, your body won't be harmed by the Nether Ghost Realm's energy, and it'll be the safest way to return as well. She continues. Another way is to die and become a ghost, then enter before being dragged into the Netherworld. The Nether Ghost Realm is connected to the Netherworld, after all. And a method linked to this is to practice ghost path methods and become a ghostly entity. Or, you can transform your body into a Jiangshi or other undead. This method makes using the side path overwhelmingly easier and allows you to be unharmed and even grow stronger after entering the Nether Ghost Realm. But for someone like you, who has no connection to ghost path methods, there are only two options. Wo Wang. As she forms hand seals, the red pattern begins to glow. First, enter the domain of an integration stage cultivator and be protected by them. Second, use a side path like this. For someone with a living body like you to use the side path, one thing is necessary. Kang Min-hee points to the center of the pattern, looking at Jaeon Myung-hoon. Stand there. No matter what happens, don't leave that spot. If you move during the process, the great spell will be disrupted, and you might lose your body. Alright, Jaeon Myung-hoon calmly walks to the center of the pattern and stands there. Kang Min-hee continues to form hand seals while resuming her explanation. We will temporarily make your body a dead body. Then, we will separate your soul from your flesh and put your soul through a trial. The soul that passes the trial will obtain an illusory form called the dream body. You can then enter the Nether Ghost Realm with that dream body. Well, that's all fine, but I can return to my original form, right? Of course. How many people do you think have taken the side path? Wo Wang. As she completes the hand seals, she focuses her consciousness. Now, the preparations are complete. Shall we begin? Go ahead. Right away, black bandage-like things shoot out from the mouths of the 8 totem poles. The bandages fly towards Jaeon Myung-hoon, wrapping around his limbs. Exclamation mark quote. Jaeon Myung-hoon grits his teeth. As the bandages wrap around his body, he gradually shrivels, turning into something like a mummy. The bandages store your life force. You'll return to normal later, so just accept it. Don't move from your spot, and endure. Jaeon Myung-hoon grit his teeth, enduring the pain of his life force being forcibly extracted without uttering a sound. Apparently, it seems getting beaten up by me to the point of his body exploding helps. Soon, Jeon Myung-hoon completely transforms into a mummy-like form. In this state, the bandages that have been unraveling from the totems are completely severed and wrapped around Jeon Myung-hoon. Now I'll extract your soul. Endure this as well. Kudududuk. As Kang Min-hee reaches out her hand, it transforms into a massive ghostly hand. Her ghostly hand reaches through the void, grabbing the head of the mummified Jeon Myung-hoon. Immediately, she applies force, and Jeon Myung-hoon's nascent soul is seen being extracted from his head. The pain appears immense as Jeon Myung-hoon fails to hold back his scream. Kuarg. Kang Min-hee quickly places Jeon Myung-hoon's nascent soul into the red pattern. After some time, Jeon Myung-hoon, who is now inside the maze-like pattern, begins to find his way out. Finally, Jeon Myung-hoon's nascent soul emerges from the maze-like pattern and stands atop of it in a semi-transparent form. It seems this is the dream body Kang Min-hee had mentioned. Now, I'm sending you off, Jeon Myung-hoon. When you arrive, a guiding ghost will attach to you, but never reveal that you're alive. Got it? Even though you're going with the recommendation of the Black Ghost Valley, revealing that you have a living body will attract all sorts of trouble, so remember my words. Understood? Alright. For any other precautions, get them from the guiding ghost. Well then, safe travels. Pot. As the red pattern emits a red light, Jeon Myung-hoon who stands atop of it suddenly sinks down. I realize that the pattern is connected to the side path. It's done. Through this, Jeon Myung-hoon has gone to the side path. He should arrive at the Nether Ghost Realm. I see. A question arises in my mind, so I ask Kang Min-hee. Grand Elder, may I ask one question? What is it? Can anyone else enter the side path? For example, someone like me who has learned the ghost path method and can attempt to become a ghost king. It's not possible right now. You'd need to wait at least 50 years. Jeon Myung-hoon's consciousness is quite large, which would have put a strain on the side path. I understand. Thank you. I smack my lips. If it was possible to enter within a year, it would have been great to accompany Jeon Myung-hoon until the storage scroll of Lofty Dragon True Person opened. But 50 years. It will take another 50 years to return as well. Moreover, there's no guarantee that others wouldn't use the side path, which could extend the time even further. Well, it can't be helped. I have saved Oh Yun-sok. Jeon Myung-hoon has gone to the Nether Ghost Realm. So, the remaining tasks are Lofty Dragon True Person's Storage Scroll, and reaching the 4-axis stage. I look at my body and observe the energy of the Great Desert to Dead Sea swirling inside me, making a resolution. Before Lofty Dragon True Person's Storage Scroll opens, I will reach the 4-axis stage. With this body, and its compatibility with the Great Desert to Dead Sea, it is definitely possible. Of course, deep down, I want to immediately find a way to kill Seo Wei-ol. But I am still weak. Thus, it's better to find a way after reaching the 4-axis stage. Just like I couldn't save anyone when I was weak but managed to save Oh Yun-sok as I grew stronger. The more powerful I become, the more people I can save, and the wider that scope will be. I need to get stronger. To rise higher. Until I can know and achieve much more. Therefore, until I enter Lofty Dragon True Person's Storage Scroll, I resolve to fully devote myself to reaching the 4-axis stage. Humans are foolish creatures. They always regret only after losing something. I feel the same way. I open my mouth in the pitch-black darkness. It's disgusting, Seo Wei-ol. And then, my mouth opens again. What do you mean by that, Taoist Seo? Quote. Quite some time has passed since Seo Lee sealed me. Seo Lee had severed our connection, leaving me alone in the darkness to endure solitude. At some point, I realized that someone is taking control over me. It's Seo Wei-ol. It wasn't until more than 80% of the control had passed to Seo Wei-ol that I recognized him. Sitting in a lotus position, I concentrate my efforts on escaping Seo Wei-ol's encroachment by operating the canvas of myriad forms and connections. Quote. Was it that killing you would cause you to parasitize on me? Haha, who knows? Quote. He answers vaguely, never providing any clear information. Damn it. In the end, my judgment was foolish, and Seo Lee's judgment was correct. If I had roamed around openly, I would have eventually been replaced by Seo Wei-ol and driven those around me to ruin. Do I have about 1,000 years? Something like that. Your clone's judgment was excellent. Quote dot dot dot. Now I can somewhat understand your way of speaking a bit better. Something like that implies I have less than 1,000 years to get out. Your clone's judgment was excellent, means that Seo Lee has acted foolishly. This is the extent of my interpretation. There's less time than I thought. My physical body is already immobilized. Only the canvas of myriad forms and connections connected to my soul can move, but that is all. Even that is gradually becoming uncontrollable. Techniques are gradually leaving me, and I can feel even the ownership of the colorless glass sword shifting towards him. The human being that is, me, is gradually being replaced by Seo Whale. I can move only one thing. Boong. A transparent blade moves through the void, cutting my body. Kukuik. The entity occupying my body smiles faintly and heals the wound. As expected, the power of the Heart Tribe cannot be dealt with no matter what. The formless sword, the remaining 20% of me, that Seo Whale has not yet taken over. That is the only barrier protecting me. But shall I tell you something interesting? The power of the Heart Tribe is meaningless whether it exists or not. Sealing it is simple. Wo Wang. With those words, I feel Seo Whale's filthy heart essence rising inside me. I can feel his heart essence suppressing the power of the formless sword within my own heart essence. I am completely trapped within the innermost part of my heart essence world. Seo Whale stands outside my heart essence world, smiling broadly at me. Just stay seated here. As long as you remain quietly within your heart essence, I will ensure your existence is maintained. Quote dot dot dot. How is this possible? I ask with a hardened face, looking at Seo Whale outside my heart essence. What do you mean? How is it possible to use the heart essence like a tool? I ask, observing how Seo Whale had fragmented his own heart essence to envelop mine like a barrier. He is manipulating his heart essence like a puppet. It's an obvious matter. Emotions, heart, are merely the movement of substances in the upper dantian and some electrical signals. Once you understand the principle, using them is possible. He smiles and turns away. It seems that Taoist Seo doesn't fully understand yet. Do not worry. As long as you stay quiet, I will leave you a small part of your domain. With those words, Seo Whale disappears from the outskirts of my heart essence with a smile. I sit comfortably atop the glass sword mountain, gazing at the sky. Quote dot dot dot. Wrong, Seo Whale. My eyes gleam brightly. I understand your speech now. You're not leaving me a portion of my domain. You simply cannot enter this place, can you? SSS is. I can feel it. Though he might be able to subdue human thoughts, he cannot easily invade the heart. I lie down among the swords piercing me on the glass sword mountain, focusing my mind. I don't know what you're planning. But, Seo Whale, I won't go down easily. Keying, I practice using the formless sword, drawing on the power of tribulating heavens. Compress. I recall the memory of the spar with Tae Yal Jaeon in my mind. What she had shown is undoubtedly the first step before the throne. The power that the heaven and earth tribes call the fourth stage of manifestation. Beyond tribulating heavens, I recall the divine power Kim Young-hoon had shown. Keying, compress, compress and compress, imbue the essence of my heart entirely into this sword. Within my heart essence, I connect to the essence of the formless sword, focusing all my consciousness. Whether it takes hundreds of years or thousands. Seo Whale, I will definitely escape. Chapter 308. For Seo, towards Seo 3. I stand in front of Kong Min-hee. It's been 5 years since Jaeon Myung-hoon left for the Nether Ghost Realm. Bai Yul, who had been serving to me, has returned to the Grand Tomb domain, and the time has come for Kong Min-hee to head back to the side path she manages. You know, I always feel like time flows faster in this world. When I first saw you, you were only at the Grand Perfection nascent soul stage, and now you're an elder at the late heavenly being stage. Currently, I have carved away the Grand Perfection Heavenly Being stage cultivation base built with the original formula to rebuild it with the newly discovered formula. Thus, my current cultivation is late Heavenly Being stage. However, despite deliberately reducing my cultivation base, I have confidence that this won't pose a significant problem. Next time you see me, I will be in the 4-axis stage. When I come out next time, it will probably be 50 years from now. Do you think you can reach the 4-axis stage in 50 years? Well, won't it be possible if I work really hard? Who knows? No matter how talented you are, the 4-axis stage isn't a game of poker. Poker. There's something like that. Kong Min-hee gives a wry smile and pats me on the shoulder. By now, I have grown quite close to her as Seo Lee. Not because she suspected me of being the Ghost King and was pretending to be close, but she genuinely is opening her heart to me. And the closer I get, the more guilty I feel towards her. Well, then, I'm off. Do your best, Elder Seo. Kong Min-hee waves at me and turns around, walking towards the red pattern. Goo. Transforming into the form of a 2.4 meters tall ghost spewing dark ghostly energy, she descends beneath the pattern. I watch her for a moment before forming a hand seal to close the door of the pattern. In 50 years, Kong Min-hee will emerge once again. Let's train. Earnestly, I take out the token given to me by the main body, the storage scroll. From within the storage scroll, I pull out a pitch-black skull. It's the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body method. Inside the skull resides a minor spirit, and as a Ghost King, I command it. Recite the technique formula. Startled by my command, the minor spirit crawls out of the skull and begins reciting the technique formula of the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body. Though the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body seems to be quite effective, I have been suspicious since Seo Wei-ol had hinted about it. To Heo Gwak, so I haven't practiced it. But now, having familiarized myself with the methods of Black Ghost Valley, I can immediately detect any suspicious points if there are any. Returning to my cave residence, I listen to the entire technique formula of the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body, and finally understand Heo Gwak's intention behind passing it to me. Heo Gwak, that person is also subtly malicious. The 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body can be practiced starting from the core formation stage and is divided into 7 stages. However, it's only from the second stage at the nascent soul that one can truly exert its power. In the first stage at core formation, one can only accumulate yin lightning but cannot control it. Furthermore, as time passes, the amount of yin lightning will increase. If one does not rise to the nascent soul stage in time to control the yin lightning, they will either explode from their golden core or succumb to chi deviation, making it a dangerous method. And Heo Gwak had given me only the first stage technique formula of the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body. If I had recklessly practiced the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body, I'd have been in for some trouble by now. It's structured in a malicious way such that one has no choice but to join the Black Ghost Valley to receive the latter stages of the technique formula. It seems this was also Seo Wei-ol's intention when he whispered to Heo Gwak back then. That damn Seo Wei-ol, as disgusting as a beggar's foot cloth. After cursing Seo Wei-ol, I head to the method repository to find the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body. Hearing the merit points required for the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body from the repository keeper, Song Gil, I feel like my eyes might pop out. 1,000 merit points, you say? Indeed. The 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body is an outstanding method developed ambitiously by the geniuses of the Black Ghost Valley to counter the Taiji quaking lightning body of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect. It provides resistance against the power of thunder and lightning, which is almost the antithesis of the Ghost Path method and offers considerable resistance against vanquishing evil and upholding righteousness methods. It also provides immense benefits when dealing with other ghostly entities using yin lightning. Theoretically, it's a method without weaknesses. Quote. In the records of the Golden Divine Heavenly Thunder sect, it's harshly criticized as a paper tiger that crumbles before the Taiji quaking lightning body. Honestly, Seo Lee's body has already mastered the Taiji quaking lightning body. Originally, it was Yuan Yu's body, and it had once been forcibly elevated to the heavenly being stage by Yi and Wei with the Taiji quaking lightning body. So is it necessary to bother learning the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body, which supposedly crumbles before the Taiji quaking lightning body? After some contemplation, I decide to give it a try. 1,000 merit points, it better be worth it. Having completed many missions after becoming a heavenly being stage elder, I have accumulated a considerable amount of merit points. I receive the 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body and begin practicing it, merging it with Great Desert to Dead Sea. Single quote. How much time has passed? I ponder quietly while focusing within my heart essence. Thinking about it, I have never sat in meditation for such a long time before. This feels unfamiliar. I have always practiced dynamic cultivation, severing mountain swordsmanship, formless sword, and various other methods. I have always trained in motion, growing stronger. In contrast, I rarely practiced static cultivation. How long has it been since I forced myself into deep contemplation within my heart essence? I focus my consciousness and sense my heart essence, feeling the formless sword. My body has already opened the path to the formless sword. Martial arts cannot be separated from the physical body, and because of that, Seo Whale could use the formless sword through my body. Of course, this will become impossible as I solidify my heart essence. I will completely take over the formless sword in my heart essence. No one else can touch it. It belongs to me alone. Only I achieved it, and only I can wield this sword. This is my sword. As I expanded this concept, I realized I can connect my heart essence to the canvas of myriad forms and connections and regain control over my physical body. But I chose not to. Let's not be hasty. Reflecting on my life, I realized I had always been in a rush. There was always too much to do. To keep up with geniuses, to claw out even the smallest of gains amidst a harsh fate. Taking even a moment's rest was a luxury. Thus, I had to be in a hurry. For me, effort meant urgency. Not being urgent, taking a rest was a great luxury and a sin. It's not a sin. It isn't evil either. Humans are neither inherently good nor evil at birth. What humans should seek is not good or evil, but growth. Is it fine to die in the evening if one discovers the Tao in the morning? Humans always live this way. They die in the evening and are reborn in the morning, progressing step by step every day. Living life itself teaches us many things. The notion that only through relentless effort can one achieve something might be my arrogance. The belief that only I, who put in the effort, can improve might deny everyone else who doesn't strive as hard as I do. So, let's not be hasty. Slowly but surely, I will grasp what I can. I solidify my control over the formless sword in my heart essence. Connecting with its essence, I gradually aim to fully grasp the formless sword. 50 years pass. Kwa Rung, Kurururung. Enduring the heavenly tribulation, I finally reach the grand perfection heavenly being stage anew. A strange feeling. The new formula for the grand perfection heavenly being stage is quite long. And very simple as well. Yet, its simplicity makes it feel just as powerful as it is long. However, I feel a peculiar sensation. If I were to attain a true orthodox Axis foundation, it might be incompatible with this formula. I wonder if this really is the correct formula. Though curious, it isn't odd enough to dwell on, so I stabilize my cultivation. Now, the only thing left is advancing to the 4-axis stage. I can definitely reach it before the storage scroll of Lofty Dragon True Person opens. With confidence, I continue my cultivation. Single quote. Speaking of which, I suddenly feel something is amiss. Kong Minhee should have come out of the side path by now, shouldn't she? But Kong Minhee hasn't emerged yet. Feeling strange, I head to her office at the Ghost Soul Hall to question her clone. Do you know what happened to your main body? Kong Minhee's clone, puffing on a pipe, replies. Seems you don't know, being secluded for 50 years. What? I'm startled by her continued words. There were attackers from the Nether Ghost Realm and the Blood Yin Realm. Those who were outside and active knew about it, but you didn't, I see. I had no idea. Stop staying locked up in cultivation all the time and make some friends. To hear that from Kong Minhee. She's advising me despite only having one friend, Kim Yeon, back on Earth. It's quite amusing. So, the Grand Elder is currently resting in the side path. That's right. Normally, she'd have to come out to the bright cold realm once every 50 years to get some fresh air. Well, listening to the other Black Grand Elders, with my talent, I can stay sane in the side path for not just 50 but 100 years. I think so too. Quote. I see. I feel a slight unease. Even so, wouldn't it be better to come out to the bright cold realm to rest? If someone from the Nether Ghost Realm were to attack the side path. It's fine. The Nether Ghost Realm attacker last time came through a different side path to the bright cold realm, then re-entered our side path in the bright cold realm to attack me. Normally, there's no way for an attacker from the Nether Ghost Realm to come through our side path. Quote. But the Grand Elder isn't a deceased. That's true, but I'm more accustomed to ghostly energy than most deceased. I grow worried as I watch her brush everything off with a nonchalant, I'm fine. Ghost guiding Holy Mother. I still remember vividly her appearance, leading a horde of millions of ghosts, screaming madly, wielding her ghost claws and splitting the wonderfully mysterious fortress in half. When will your main body return? She'll probably be back in the bright cold realm in about 30 years. I see. Then, I should help take care of her mind with the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace at that time. Although I use the spirit sealing bodkin to mend her spirit, lessening my worries about the ghost guiding Holy Mother compared to my previous life, I still can't completely shake off the ominous feeling. Deciding to wait for her return, I return my cave residence. Wait, suddenly, I feel a strange sensation and adjust my stance. Wo Wang, I conjure a gang sphere in the void, rotating and merging it. I attempt to create the formless sword, but at some point, the formless sword that is forming above my hand disintegrates back into natural energy. Quote ellipsis question mark quote. What's happening? For some reason, the formless sword is no longer manifesting. The formless sword is created by shaping the gang sphere into a form and reflecting my heart essence to manifest it into existence. But oddly, my heart essence is no longer reflecting. Damn it, what's going on? Sweating, I try several times to manifest the formless sword again. And I fail every time. Lying halfway up Glass Sword Mountain, I close my eyes and focus my will on my hand. Above my hand, the three great ultimates are rotating. Curiously, the more I grasp the formless sword and make my heart essence more solidly mine, the more I begin to witness a certain phenomenon. My will Yi naturally divides into three parts, forming the three great ultimates. 3. San. With a martial artist's intuition, I feel that the number 3 is more significant than the concept of the great ultimate Taegug Taiji. Recalling the feeling of being completed as myself, when I first formed the three great ultimates, I focus my consciousness even more. The formless sword, the plane of soul. I approach the essence of myself. Grasping the essence of the heart, Shin. More, Pete. Rotating the three great ultimates transformed from the formless sword above my hand, I feel like I am beginning to understand something. Did the separation from my main body cause this? But I can't jump to conclusions. After much deliberation, I decided to use Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace. Since the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace is part of the Severing Mountain swordsmanship, not the formless sword, there's no issue in using it. Yes, this should work. As long as I can use the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace, I am confident I can stabilize Kong Min-hee's mind. That's what I thought. 30 years pass. Kong Min-hee, who was in the side path, did not return. And at some point, her clone also vanished from her office. What do you mean? At my outburst, Heo Gwak and the other Black Grand Elders cough awkwardly. The side path is blocked. Isn't managing the side path the main objective? Heo Gwak clears his throat and speaks. It seems Grand Elder Kong Min-hee did something inside the side path, Grand Elder Seo. I, too, have earned the title of Grand Elder of Black Ghost Valley over the past 80 years. Being a talent on the verge of reaching the 4-axis stage in less than 100 years since entering the Black Ghost Valley, I was recognized as a significant asset. Is it impossible to open the side path? We've tried using our sect spells and artifacts, and even cooperated with the senior 4-axis ghost kings in the Grand Tomb Domain and the Black Grand Elders of the sect. However, all our attempts failed. It's not a matter of strength but a structural issue. It's firmly sealed from the inside, making it impossible to open. So, there really is no way? I ask, feeling a deep sense of unease. There is one method we can try. At Heo Gwak's words, I look at him with bright eyes and ask. What method is that? There's a place far from the human race territory in the bright cold realm, called the Swiftwind Domain. It's said to be a place where the yin energy is so strong that it can create another side path. If we create another side path there and then cross from side path to side path, we might be able to pull out Grand Elder Kong. Is it possible to cross from one side path to another? Yes, if they are created with the same power. Both the side path here and the one we create there will be based on the power of the nether crossing ship, so we should be able to cross. I see. By the way, did you say Swiftwind Domain? Yes, Swiftwind Domain. I feel like I heard that name somewhere before. If I use the canvas of myriad forms and connections, I could remember right away, damn it. The canvas of myriad forms and connections is imprinted on the colorless glass sword, which is currently with my main body as it's transforming into Seoweo. As I rack my brain, I get the feeling I heard the name Swiftwind Domain somewhere before. Ah, Swiftwind Domain. It's next to the Dead Earth Domain, where the storage scroll of Lofty Dragon True Person is hidden. It's the place I'm supposed to meet with the mystical Scared Fish Commanding Sect members in 420 years, before heading to the Dead Earth Domain. This is actually good news. I can create a side path in the Swiftwind Domain and meet up with the mystical Scaled Fish Commanding Sect members at the promised time before heading to the Dead Earth Domain. Moreover, since the Black Ghost Valley's fleet is nearby, I can receive help in case of an emergency. But what is this feeling? I feel an inexplicable sense of foreboding about the Swiftwind Domain. I can't pinpoint why. Wo Wang, Within the darkness, inside Seo Eun-yun's cave residence, a gentle smile graces Seo Eun-yun's face as he is surrounded by the faintly rising misty fog of the canvas of myriad forms and connections. With a warm smile, Seo Eun-yun, or rather, Seo Weol, who has taken over his body, prods at the mist. Hee, it's a technique similar in principle to my tainted soul-killing life. This is subject to change as it's not clear if it's fate or life. He strokes his chin thoughtfully, looking at the misty fog. As expected, this is dangerous. If I delve in recklessly, I might get brainwashed by Taoist Seo in reverse. Haha, it must be frustrating for Taoist Seo to have created such a terrifying technique and not be able to use it properly, only to suffer from me. Taoist Seo, now, then. Kugugik. Seo Weol's finger pierces the misty fog of the canvas of myriad forms and connections. Let's find the pillar of this technique, shall we? If it's similar to my tainted soul-killing life, finding the source pillar should reveal the hidden secrets. With a sly smile, he speaks to Seo Eun-yun, who should be listening inside his body. I'll borrow a bit of your body's talent, Taoist Seo. With the talent of your body, finding the pillar of this spell should be an easy task. A technique to trace the source of another technique using their physical talent. Art of Tainted Soul-Killing Sight, Johun Shamyu. By Seo Weol's standards, someone with talents capable of producing integration stage strength at the heavenly being stage should be able to find the pillar in one go. To use your own talent to reveal your biggest secret, how pitiful. Ha ha ha, Seo Weol laughs, and Seo Eun-yun, deep in concentration within his heart essence, doesn't pay attention to his words. Translator notes, 6 extremes Yin Thunder Spirit Change to Body. Chapter 309, for Seo, towards Seo, 4. 320 years have passed. There are 100 years left until Lofty Dragon True Person's storage scroll opens. Finally, I have reached the 4-axis stage. Kugugugugugu. Dark ghostly energy engulfs me. Kurring, kurururum. Dark clouds begin to gather in the sky, with golden heavenly tribulation churning within. Based on the heavenly circle, the foundation of the earthly bearings is formed. The 4 realms Tcijia flow within the heavenly circle that was formed during the heavenly being stage. Then, with the 5 great mountains formed during the nascent soul stage. The attribute of one's innate true method is placed in the center of the 5 great mountains. The other 4 attributes are positioned in the 4 directions. The mountains thus created serve as pillars connecting heaven and earth. The 4 pillars connect to the 4 realms in the sky, channeling the power of the heavens. Wo Wang, the halo of the heavenly circle, floating behind the upper dantian of the nascent soul, descends to the lower dantian, forming a similar round circle. By embedding the 4 axes into this lower dantian circle, it transforms into a square. This completes the heavenly circle and earthly bearings. That is the practice of the 4-axis stage. Kurururum. As the foundation of the earthly bearings begin to form, golden beams of light rumble from the sky. The heavenly tribulation encountered when transitioning from the late heavenly being stage to grand perfection is 20 streaks. And the heavenly tribulation encountered when rising from the heavenly being stage to the 4-axis stage is generally known to be 25 streaks. Kurururum. The sky pours down a torrential rain of light. However, I raise my head towards the sky. Kugugugugu. Ghostly energy envelops my body. Ghost King transformation through Ghost Guiding Kui devilish secrets results in just an ordinary Ghost King. But the Ghost King transformation made with Great Desert to Dead Sea is different. It's a method that fully utilizes the power of death covering my soul. That is Great Desert to Dead Sea. Kududududuk, kududuk. Around my head, skulls made of ghostly energy begin to emerge. My body gradually transforms into a ghostly body, with ghost claws on my hands and prayer beads on my feet. My original face also begins to wither and transform into something resembling a skull. I become an 18-skull head Ghost King. That is me. Ooh, a ghostly wail scorches the surroundings. Yin energy surges everywhere, and ghosts in the Black Ghost Valley begin to scream. Wo wo wang. The framework of the earthly bearings formed within my body continuously circulates energy, converting it into life force. My demon beast senses become more distinct and clear, and my understanding of life is firmly grasped in my hands. I can more clearly feel the circulation of heaven and earth spiritual energy, and my consciousness expands and becomes sharper. Kurururum. A golden waterfall descends upon me. But I am not flustered. I open my 18 mouths. Ooh, each of the 18 heads begin to sing. It's the song of death. Dark yin energy surge, weakening the heavenly tribulation. Simultaneously, black lightning begins to emanate beyond the yin energy. It's the 6 extremes yin thunder body. Quagijijik. Beneath my feet, the black lightning converges, and the forms of 6 ghosts emerge as if they are shadows. These are not actual ghosts, but symbols of curses, each representing one of the 6 extremes: violent death, anxiety, disease, jibing, worry, poverty, pin, evil, and weakness, ruo. Among them, the ghost symbolizing violent death is particularly larger than the others. The ghosts join hands and begin to circle around me, singing the song of death. Gradually, the lightning generated around the ghosts begin to counter the heavenly tribulation. And finally, wing, above my head, the symbol of Taiji appears and begins to absorb the weakened heavenly tribulation. It's the Taiji quaking lightning body. Although I can't use it openly within the confines of the Black Ghost Valley, refining the heavenly lightning in secret while enduring the heavenly tribulation is something no one will notice. An eternity seems to pass, and at last, Kurururung, I overcome the last streak of heavenly tribulation. Flash, Kurururung, light bursts from my body, frantically absorbing the surrounding heaven and earth spiritual energy. It isn't just because of Great Desert to Dead Sea. My body, absorbing the nearby heaven and earth spiritual energy, gradually harmonizes with the surrounding spiritual veins. This is unification with the Great Earth. In the minor realm, rituals have always been made to the heavens. However, from the 4-axis stage, the target of rituals is no longer the heavens. It's not the sky, but the earth. In other words, it's about offering ceremonies to the plane of Qi. From this stage onwards, there are at most only slight differences in the methods. It's said that there is almost no difference between the cultivation methods of the Heaven tribe and the Earth tribe. Of course, the Heaven tribe aims to influence the plane of fate by offering rituals to the plane of Qi. The Earth tribe, on the other hand, focuses more on the plane of Qi itself, but the methods are almost identical. The body, harmonizing with the Earth, absorbs heaven and earth spiritual energy while simultaneously affecting the surrounding area. Kuuoo. The surrounding land is dyed black with ghostly energy. Ghosts howl and cackle everywhere. Ghostly wails echo between the heavens and earth. The entire land becomes a place suitable for ghosts to live. Cultivators at the 4-axis stage can either leave the land in this transformed state or restore it to its original state. Now, they have the basic authority to command the natural world. Kugugugik. I gather my strength and draw the ghostly energy filling the heavens and earth back into my body. I stand up, streaming ghost fire from my 36 eyes. From the 4-axis stage, the bodies of demon beasts grow stronger and larger. However, for the Heaven tribe, their bodies begin to transform according to the ideal state led by their cultivation method. While brief body transformations are possible during the heavenly being stage, they are akin to illusion spells, shallow and superficial. But it's different in the 4-axis stage. The true form, Ben Shen, is genuinely transformed. Of course, one can return to their original body, but the more they draw upon the power of their cultivation method, the more they transform into another form. Now, my true form is no longer human but that of an 18-headed ghost king. After observing my form for a moment, I return back to my human body. Returning to my original appearance in black robes, I extend my hand towards the void. Kugugugik. An attraction force emits from my hand and space begins to twist. From the 4-axis stage, the power of celestial energy guidance obtained during the heavenly being stage evolves into attraction force. Attraction arises from the earth, thus it is gained from the 4-axis stage where one attains enlightenment of the earth. This attraction force grows stronger and larger as one advances, allowing one to perform techniques like ground shrinking during the 4-axis stage. Furthermore, at the integration stage, it becomes possible to twist and compress space without interfering with planes, creating subspaces with attraction alone. At the star-shattering stage, it enables one to leap distances equivalent to several light-years by bending vast space-time, and at the sacred vessel stage, attraction can twist the orbits of stars within the astral realm and control the flow of the middle realm at will. From the entering nirvana stage onward, attraction force rises to the plane of fate, allowing for the distortion of space-time and slight interference with fate. Kugugik. I generate attraction force as I grasp the air. At this point, I can't use a very strong attraction force. Even performing ground shrinking is possible only from the mid-4-axis stage, unless one has exceptional talent or has learned unique cultivation methods. What I can gain from attraction force in the early 4-axis stage is just one thing. Kugugugugugu. As soon as I generate attraction force at the plane of Qi, an enormous amount of heaven and earth spiritual energy begins to pour into me. From the 4-axis stage, the unit of heaven and earth spiritual energy, one can handle changes through attraction force. The heavenly being stage merely blurs the boundary between the internal and external, handling external heaven and earth spiritual energy. At most, they perform celestial energy guidance. But from the 4-axis stage, attraction force allows one to gather and command far more heaven and earth spiritual energy than in the heavenly being stage. Kugugugugik. Life force surges through my entire body. I read the celestial energy that my lifespan has increased to 10,000 years and take a deep breath. Finally, I've reached the 4-axis stage. Combining the Heaven Tribes methods with the Mad Lord's circuits, I possess the power of the late 4-axis stage. Losing the formless sword weakened me too much. At some point, I became unable to reflect heart essence into my energy. Perhaps it's because I'm completely separated from my main body. Or maybe, it might also be because Seo Weol has taken over the main body. Since Seo Weol does not understand anything about emotions, heart, or martial arts, the chances are high that he could not properly handle the formless sword and might have lost it. Although I have severed the connection with my main body, we share the same fundamental foundation, so if there's a problem with the main body's heart essence, I can't use the formless sword. If I want to use the formless sword again, there's only one way. Completely severing the connection with Seo Eun-yun and being reborn as the entirely separate personality, Seo Lee. If that happens, I'll be able to use the formless sword again. But that will be meaningless. I am Seo Lee, but at the same time, I am Seo Eun-yun. There's no need to go out of my way to become an independent me, outside of the frame of Seo Eun-yun. Well, it doesn't matter much. Regardless, once I obtain useful things from the Lofty Dragon True Person's storage scroll, the gap in power will be bridged. Moreover, Seo Weol will need another 600 years to escape the seal, so there's still time. I feel like the speed at which I am mastering methods and raising my cultivation is accelerating. At this pace, I might be able to aim for the integration stage within a few hundred years. If I hadn't wasted time from the beginning and focused solely on devilish arts, I might have already reached the star-shattering stage by now. Not that devilish arts are good. Leaving aside the hideous transformation of my true form, I still can't shake off my hatred and anger towards Yuan Li, nor the fury and loathing towards devilish arts. Even Great Desert to Dead Sea, which had been modified to be less devilish, makes me shudder with disgust at times during cultivation. Nevertheless, knowing the usefulness of devilish arts, it won't be bad to continue modifying and learning them, and focusing on those that don't require sacrificing others. While I'm lost in thought. Master, congratulations on reaching a new realm. Ah, it's Hong Fan. Upon receiving Hong Fan's message, I take a step forward from my spot. Above a mountain peak that I am not very familiar with. The wind howls fiercely below, creating an eerie sound. This is the Swiftwind domain. The Black Ghost Valley is working on opening a side path in Swiftwind domain to rescue Kong Min-hee, a once-in-a-100,000-year genius possessing the ghostly yin transformation immortal root. Naturally, I volunteered to help create the side path and aid in Kong Min-hee's rescue. After absorbing the yin energy of Swiftwind domain and diligently cultivating for several hundred years, I have reached the 4-axis stage. I'm heading there now. Be prepared. Yes, thank you. Kugugugik. Generating attraction force, I stomp my foot on the ground. Pong. I set the target point with attraction and pull myself towards it. This allows me to fly without using the flying escape technique. How long have I flown through the sky? I finally reach where Hong Fan is waiting. Wying. The treacherous peaks of Swiftwind domain. There's a basin surrounded by those peaks in a circular formation. Hong Fan is sitting in the center of the basin, stroking his beard with his shriveled body. Are you ready? Yes, Master. Hong Fan, after 300 years, has transitioned from the nascent soul stage to the grand perfection heavenly being stage and has completed his preparations to rise to the 4-axis stage. No matter how talented I am in devilish arts, I don't think I can compare to Hong Fan. Then let's begin. Cooing. As I stomp my foot, the basin hums and turns into a desert of sand. Earthen totems appear everywhere, their mouths open towards the sky. The totems serve as lightning rods to disperse the heavenly lightning. Please observe the celestial energy. Now is the right time. The ladle, ox, and rooftop stars have risen to the sky. Thank you, then, I'll begin. Kugugugugoo. Hong Fan reveals his true form. A massive centipede oozing black poison appears before my eyes. Hong Fan's true form has become so enormous that each segment is comparable to a 3-story building. In his true form, he alone could encircle the entire capital of Yangguo. Chi. The surrounding land becomes contaminated by his poison in an instant. Knowing the danger of inhaling Hong Fan's poison, I step back. And then, his breakthrough begins. Quirururum. Flash. The sky shines as golden heavenly lightning pours down. Even this time, Hong Fan's heavenly lightning is on an unimaginable scale. Although it doesn't strike with both golden and blue lightning like with the Enders, the lightning that strikes Hong Fan is far greater than that which hits ordinary cultivators of the same realm. Zaong. Hong Fan endures the tribulation within the pillar of light. The formation I have set up beforehand slightly scatters the heavenly lightning for him, but Hong Fan still appears to struggle. Quasi-Zizek. As the heavenly lightning peaks, I operate the Taiji quaking lightning body to trap part of Hong Fan's tribulation within the Taiji. Quirururum. As if angered, more heaven and earth spiritual energy gathers. But I smile, releasing just a thread of the tribulation back to Hong Fan. As Hong Fan touches the thread of the heavenly tribulation, the sky ceases its attempt to strengthen the tribulation. It's a sort of trick. While fully assisting with the heavenly tribulation isn't allowed, trapping it and releasing it bit by bit is barely within the permissible range. Of course, there's a set limit, and exceeding it, or if more than one person attempts such a trick, the heavenly tribulation will ultimately grow stronger. But even that is enough for Hong Fan to survive. He expresses his gratitude to me in that fleeting moment. Chi. Hong Fan spews clouds of poison and gathers energy towards himself, and finally overcomes the tribulation. And then, at a certain point, flash, the tribulation ends, and Hong Fan finally unifies with the earth. Goog. Poison fills the ground. After a while, Hong Fan retrieves his poison and moves his body. Clack, clack, clack. Soon, his carapace begins to fall off as he starts shedding his skin. Chi. Hong Fan, having shed his skin, transforms into an even darker black centipede exuding thicker poison. Seeming to savor the poison energy for a moment, Hong Fan then reverts his body back to his human form. I slowly approach Hong Fan, who is inhaling and exhaling poison. Are you all right, Hong Fan? Having been in the poison for a while, Hong Fan absorbs it completely. Then, his figure emerges from the poison cloud. I am slightly surprised at Hong Fan's appearance. Hong Fan, your appearance. Hong Fan has become younger. Not as drastic as going from an old man to a young man, but his white hair has hints of black, and his wrinkled skin has improved. Moreover, his completely hunched back has straightened a bit, making him appear taller. Though I felt a slight change when he rose from nascent soul to heavenly being. Back then, his wrinkled appearance improved slightly, and he only looked a bit more vigorous. But now, the change is evident. If he went from 100 years old to 90 years old when rising from nascent soul to heavenly being, it now feels like he went from 90 to 80 years old. Is he getting younger every time he rises in cultivation? His appearance reminds me of a phrase like, the curious case of Hong Fan. Hong Fan inhales deeply before replying. I feel great. I feel very refreshed. Now that I've reached the 4-axis stage, my perception has broadened, and I feel capable of creating even more potent and varied poisons. Good. That's fortunate. Seeing Hong Fan, I feel a strong sense of reassurance. With the poisons Hong Fan can create, even integration stage cultivators will find them effective. Therefore, I'm not afraid even if I have to fight the main body. Hong Fan has also reached the 4-axis stage. Now, the remaining task is to stabilize the side path quickly. Right now, Heo Gwak and Heo Ryong have entered the side path to quickly stabilize it. Soon, we will be able to contact Kong Minhee again. A few days after reaching the 4-axis stage. Finally, a message arrives from Heo Gwak and Heo Ryong. TSSTSSTST. The newly established base of Black Ghost Valley in Swiftwind Domain. At the docking port of the Nether Crossing ship at Black Ghost Valley's Swiftwind Domain branch. Inside my cave residence there, a projection of Heo Gwak appears. TSSTSSTST. A ghostly spirit shaped like Heo Gwak, made of ghostly energy, appears before me. Oh, you've really reached 4-axis. To reach the 4-axis stage from the nascent soul stage in just 400 years, if not for Grand Elder Kong, you would have been hailed as the greatest talent of Black Ghost Valley. It's a pity, if it weren't for the current situation, I would have celebrated such a great achievement for the sect, but, given the circumstances, that seems difficult. I hope you understand. Heo Gwak expresses amazement at my advancement. I bow respectfully and reply. It's nothing. Given the situation where a fellow Taoist of the sect might be in danger, it's only natural. But, the reason you contacted me is... Yes, the side path has been fully stabilized. Originally, we were going to request support from the human race branch, but since you've reached the 4-axis stage, it's no longer necessary. Understood. After exchanging a few words, we immediately enter the Nether Crossing ship. Within the Nether Crossing ship, in the office of the Ghost Soul Hall's Hall Master, we stand in front of a diagram that leads to the path drawn by the Ghost Soul Hall Master. Stand here and operate your ghostly energy as instructed. Understood. All right then, shall we proceed? I form hand seals and operate my ghostly energy. In an instant, I transform into a Ghost King with 18 heads. As I assume the form of the Ghost King, the side path becomes even clearer. The diagram drawn inside the Nether Crossing ship is just for fixing the coordinates. The real diagram is drawn in the outskirts of the Netherworld, visible through Nether perception. As I form hand seals towards the diagram drawn with the power of death, they move to form a gate. Naturally, I reach out towards this gate. The structure of the gate, the forces used to create it, and the method to construct it all flows into my mind. Now that I've reached the 4-axis stage, the structure of the side path isn't that complicated. I know how to handle attraction force and the ghost path method. The side path is a way that traverses the outer areas of the Netherworld. I intuitively feel that by following this way, I can create side paths connecting to the Ancient Force Realm and Purple Gold Realm. Black Ghost Valley hasn't created side paths connecting to other middle realms simply because there's no reason to. Creak. Upon opening the gate, a dense ashen world appears. I step onto a path seemingly made purely of darkness in this ashen world. A space with nothing except the path of darkness and the ashen sky. I walk along the path through this space. How long have I walked? Step, step. After a while, I notice 2 figures in the distance. One is a Ghost King with 8 spears protruding from its body, and the other has 4 sails sprouting from its shoulders. The 2 Ghost Kings are occupying the space there. They are standing on the ashen emptiness, not on the path, but black roads extend from where they stand in. Connect to the path I am on. Sir Heo Gwak, Sir Heo Ryong. You've arrived. Incredible, truly incredible. Even if you're not as great as Grand Elder Kong, reaching the 4-axis stage in just 400 years, you are truly a rare genius, one that appears only once in several generations. The Ghost King with spears is Heo Ryong. The Ghost King with sails is Heo Gwak. Both praise me with pure admiration. After some words of praise, they point to a spot. Focus on your nether perception. Find the darkness with the same aura as this path. Grand Elder Kong should be there. We'll give you about 7 days and nights, so concentrate on your nether perception. Following their instructions, I sense the aura of the darkness beneath me. It's a familiar aura, the familiar energy of the Nether Crossing ship. Concentrating my nether perception in the ashen world, I find the identical darkness. Wu Wang, it's a strange feeling, as if the ashen world has folded into my hand. Observing the shrunken ashen world in my hand, I easily locate the side path where Kong Minhee is. It's very simple, isn't it just a matter of finding the path made of the Nether Crossing ship's darkness, like where we are standing? I found it. Ellipsis question mark. Wait, already? Astonishment spreads across the ghostly faces of the 2 black Grand Elders. Heo Ryong touches the spears on his body and exclaims. Even I need a day of concentration inside the side path to find it, and you found it in mere seconds. It must have been a coincidence. Whether it was a coincidence or not, we will see. For now, let's use our attraction force to draw the side path together. Understood. We each extend our hands in unique ghostly features. Heo Ryong extends the spears protruding from his body. Heo Gwak adjusts the direction of his sails. And I extend my 18 faces. We focus our consciousness and exert our attraction force towards a single point. Kugugugek. As the 3 4-axis stage cultivators exert attraction force, we feel an immense power bending the space. Release ghostly energy. Connect the side path. Simultaneously, we release our ghostly energy. The black path wriggles as if responding to our power of death, extending from where we stand towards the distant point. And at a certain moment, I cross space and see another side path beyond where we are standing. Is that where I need to connect this side path? Thinking so, I supplement my ghostly power. However, the 2 elders make bewildering remarks. Do you see Grand Elder Kang's side path? No, I don't see it. Let's exert more attraction force. Ellipsis question mark. What? Isn't it visible there? Feeling puzzled, I point to one side. It seems visible there. I see nothing. Did you see it wrong? I've specifically mastered ghost path methods specialized for detection, so my nether perception is even stronger than that of other ghost kings. Even I can't see it. If you've mastered power specialized methods like Ghost Immortal Kui Devilish Secrets or 6 Extremes Yin Thunder Body, there's no way you can see it. Let's exert more attraction force. Heo Ryong and Heo Gwak shake their heads as they speak, and Heo Gwak, in particular, spreads his detection specialized sails even wider as he talks. I don't understand Heo Gwak's words, but I decide to just go along with it and quietly release more attraction force. After a while, the side path leading to Kong Minhee is almost right in front of us. Only then does Heo Gwak exclaim as if he has discovered the side path, and he connects our side path to it. And it seems that Heo Ryong only notices the side path after it's fully connected, nodding his head in acknowledgement. Heo Ryong looks at me and says, I don't know what you saw earlier, but be careful. While this is still the outskirts of the netherworld, it's even deeper than the usual places we observe with our nether perception. For the living, it's too deep, so nether perception doesn't function well. It's normal to barely see a foot ahead here. Although it seems quiet now, it's hard to guarantee what kind of beings might be lurking around. In the worst case, you might end up falling into the nether crossing river by mistake. Next time, don't be too quick to react just because you see something. Yes, I'll be careful. I don't think I was mistaken. I click my tongue inwardly as I cross over to Kong Minhee's side path. Now, you go that way. We'll go this way. I momentarily furrow my brow. It feels like Kong Minhee is in the direction the Grand Elders are heading. Instinctively, I feel that way. I want to go, but knowing they wouldn't like me interfering, I decide to let them handle it for now. I head towards the bright cold realm, while they move towards the nether ghost realm. Once the Grand Elders are out of sight, I try to turn back. It's then, what's this? I feel a strange sensation. The direction I am heading is definitely towards the bright cold realm. Then, turning back should mean heading towards the nether ghost realm. But, even when I turn around, it still feels like I am heading towards the bright cold realm. The energy of the bright cold realm is unmistakably felt. What is this, exactly? Feeling confused, I turn back again. But I fail to understand it. This way is also towards the bright cold realm. Whichever direction I head, it all leads to the bright cold realm. In my confusion, I decide to keep walking. How long have I walked? In the distance, I see a gigantic presence at the end of the path. That's on the straight and narrow black path. There's a place where the side path suddenly widens. No, rather than a side path, it's more fitting to call it a basin. And, above that basin, there, like a colossal mountain, is a giant ghostly creature. It's Kong Minhee, sitting with her body curled up. No way. Feeling my heart tighten with anxiety, I slowly approach Kong Minhee. Translator notes. MC was referring to the movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Chapter 310, for CO, towards CO 5. Could it be, Ghost Guiding Holy Mother? I approach her with a trembling voice. It's then, blink, a huge eye suddenly appears where I am approaching, illuminating me. Instinctively, I realize it belongs to Kong Minhee. At that moment, wing, the side path I am standing on suddenly widens. And then, a familiar voice is heard. Why are you here? When I come to my senses, I find myself surrounded by clouds bathed in golden sunset. This is. Startled, I blurt out words, realizing that I am speaking with my physical voice instead of spiritual communication. When I turn around at the sense of someone's presence, I see Kong Minhee sitting atop the clouds. Domain. Only then do I understand why Kong Minhee, who should have been on the side path towards the nether ghost realm, appeared before me heading towards the bright cold realm. I realize why I always ended up heading towards the bright cold realm no matter where I went. Kong Minhee had, in a mere 300 years, reached the integration stage and bent space with attraction force. And Kong Minhee, who invited me into her unique integration stage domain, is dressed not in the familiar black robes of the Black Ghost Valley but in her business suit from Earth. Seeing Kong Minhee reveal Earth's culture in front of me, I hastily touch my face. What? I regained my memories. As expected of my pathetic ex-boyfriend. You sealed away my memories, turned into something resembling a woman, and stalked me all this time. It's really disgusting, Co Eun-yun. And no, that wasn't my intention. No, more than that, rather than Seo Lee being a woman. As I stammer from the shock, she laughs, taking a familiar liquid e-cigarette out of her pocket. I'm joking. I was annoyed when I got my memories back, but I wasn't really that angry. Quote. Oh, but it's true that I was disgusted. You might have your reasons, but it was still very perverted and creepy. I break out in a cold sweat. This is the retribution for staying by her side in Yuan Yu's body. I can't seem to recall the taste from back then. Even if I do roughly remember. After taking a puff of her e-cigarette, she waves her hand. Simultaneously, the earthly artifacts she enjoyed dissolves like illusions, turning into clouds and being absorbed everywhere. Her clothes also change back to the black robe of the Black Ghost Valley she originally wore. I look around at Kong Minhee's unique domain. Not knowing what to say, I first praise the scenery. It's beautiful here, but Kong Minhee glares at me, rolling her eyes. Don't you remember this scene? What? Even though the spot we're standing on being made of clouds is a bit of my romantic touch, the rest of the scenery is something we saw together. You're too much. No, damn it. The canvas of myriad forms and connections is with the main body. Grinding my teeth inwardly, I break out into cold sweat. Seeing my flustered appearance, Kong Minhee bursts into laughter. It's fun teasing you. It's like all my gloom has flown away. You really? We exchange trivial chatter for a while. And as the atmosphere eases, I cautiously ask. Why didn't you come back from the side path? Well, I found out the horrifying truth that my ex-boyfriend turned into a strange creature that's neither male nor female and was stalking me within the sect. Just kidding. Well, there's a bit of truth to that, maybe about 0.1%. The rest is. Kong Minhee walks over to me and sweeps the nearby clouds. As she brushes the clouds, a boisterous sound comes from somewhere. It's the sound of children's laughter. To comfort these kids. Exclamation mark quote. Only then do I realize that the surrounding clouds aren't just clouds. Actually, they aren't clouds at all. Each and every grain that looks like clouds is a ghost. I've never died before, so I don't know for sure. But do you know what I always hear when I communicate with ghosts? Sorrow. They're always sad. Sad about losing their lives, about being dead, about the things they couldn't achieve. Kong Minhee squats down and gently strokes the ghosts with her hand. When you're on the side path, there's nothing to do. During those times, I either read books I brought from the bright cold realm or practiced the ghost path method. Practicing the ghost path method might sound funny, but it involves listening to these kids' stories. As I listen to their stories, my spiritual power increases. She continues. Do you know how many stories I've listened to? How many? I don't know. Really, there were too many to count. I kept listening, and listening. And, at some point, I started thinking. She smiles gently. For some reason, I feel that I had seen that smile before. I want to work for this company. I will think about what I can do for this company. I will do my best to work for the company as much as I can. I want to use my strength for these kids. I want to find out what I can do for them. If possible, I want to find out the best thing I can do for them. The memory of watching her during a job interview from the side. Yes, I had known that she was a strong person when I saw her confident demeanor. I also had a tough childhood. So, I want to do something for these kids who died in hardship. If there's a reason we've gained this power, wouldn't it be to use it for someone else? Indeed, she is still strong. Only those truly strong can use their power for the weak. So, is that why you didn't come back? Even the way you talk is like an ex-boyfriend, seriously. No, the reason I didn't return to the Black Ghost Valley is. I decided to leave it. What? I ask, taken aback. Kong Minhee smiles boldly and replies. I confirmed that my ex-boyfriend crawled back, and more importantly, you know the Black Ghost Valley is only kind to its own members, right? Well, that's true and they are too harsh on rival sects or those who become enemies. Her eyes darken. The harbor where the Nether Crossing ship is docked is always filled with ghostly water refined from countless resentful souls. You've seen it too, right? And when disciples of the Black Ghost Valley die, they either resurrect them or turn them into ghost souls to continue their cultivation. If those above the nascent soul stage die, they enshrine them as ghost kings and keep them in the Grand Tomb domain, treating them well. But, if they capture the souls of rival sects or enemies, they always refine them into Dharma treasures or absorb them to convert into spiritual power. If not, they refine them into serving ghost spirits, erasing their will and enslaving them. That's right. Though they are kind to their own members, the essence of the Black Ghost Valley is the devilish path. The expending soul true devil method involves consuming souls to convert into spiritual power, and the corpse-devouring secret ritual tome is even worse. They help a part of the soul reach the netherworld as minimum courtesy, but that's it. The souls captured by the Black Ghost Valley are relentlessly exploited until they are no longer useful, only then finding rest. I'm leaving the Black Ghost Valley. I'm going to leave this place, liberate all the souls captured by the Black Ghost Valley, comfort them, and guide them to the afterlife. That's the goal I came up with while listening to these kids' stories. Quote. You'll keep this a secret, won't you, ex-boyfriend? Kong Min-hee asks with a sly smile. I nod with a serious face. She's undergoing secluded cultivation. If she turns against the Black Ghost Valley, one of the 5 great sects of the human race, into enemies, the aftermath will be enormous. Hence, she's raising her cultivation before making her move. Quote. How high do you plan to raise your cultivation? For now, my goal is Grand Perfection Integration Stage. The star-shattering stage seems too high a wall to reach, so I set a realistic goal. I see. Her words about ex-boyfriend and such are half jokes. But her determination to liberate the souls from the devilish Black Ghost Valley is genuine. I finally realize the true reason she became the ghost-guiding Holy Mother. In the past life, you kept. She had continually strived to use her strength to liberate the souls. And as the torment of these souls poured into her already fractured mind, she could no longer endure and went berserk. In any case, my goal is to elevate my cultivation and let them spiritually ascend to the point where no ghost or soul appears before my eyes. That's my goal. Quote. I feel there's something she isn't telling me. But seeing the flickering intent in her eyes, I dare not ask what she is hiding. I just look at her with a stiffened face. Won't accepting so many ghosts cause problems for your mind? Well, I hate to admit it, but that thing you stuck on me. It works well. My mind is clear. Thanks to that, I don't think you need to worry. It's as she says. Originally, I intended to use the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace to alleviate any potential mental issues she might have. But to my eyes, she has no mental problems at all. Although I can't use the formless sword, the vision of tribulating heavens is still vivid. Her heart essence is without the slightest problem and is rather clear and healthy. Is it thanks to the spirit sealing Bodkin? At least for now, it seems there's no need to worry about her awakening as the ghost-guiding Holy Mother. I smile faintly. Quote. That's a relief. Because of her, I left the perfectly fine Black Ghost Valley branch and came all the way to the distant Swiftwind domain to create another side path. But I have no regrets. Just seeing Kong Min-hee in good health makes the whole trip worthwhile. Quote. Then I'll go. I just came to check if you're alright. Hee, you didn't come because you actually missed me, right? Think whatever you want. I'll really think whatever I want. Sure. I turn around and throw a mysterious bizarre GUI created from a part of my soul to her. It's a piece of my soul. If anything goes wrong, contact me right away. Through the art of the mysterious bizarre GU, if Kong Min-hee encounters any issues, I can use the Sea of Righteousness and Mountain of Grace remotely, albeit in a simplified form. It's a fragment left behind in preparation for her awakening as the ghost-guiding Holy Mother. As soon as she receives my soul fragment, she nonchalantly throws it into some cloud and turns her back. Alright, go on. I won't see you off. I'm saying it again, but keep it a secret. Got it. I walk in the opposite direction, and before long, I find myself out of Kong Min-hee's domain. Before I know it, I'm back on the side path. The large ghostly figure of Kong Min-hee that had been beside me had disappeared at some point. It seems she warped space and vanished to another location. I wander around for a while until I finally find the path we first took to enter Kong Min-hee's side path. After waiting there for a few days, I see Heo Gwak and Heo Ryong hurriedly coming this way. Grand Elder Seo, is Grand Elder Kong there? No, I went up to the entrance of the bright cold realm, but I couldn't find a single trace. As expected, actually, near the entrance of the Nether Ghost World, we found traces suggesting that Grand Elder Kong jumped out of the side path. Startled by their words, I ask again. What does that mean? Unless she's a powerful integration stage cultivator specialized in spatial techniques, she either fell into the Nether Crossing River or, if she escaped to the outskirts of the Netherworld, she likely got lost in the interdimensional void. She can return even if she becomes dimensionally lost, but it could take tens of thousands of years. In the worst case scenario, she's trapped in the Nether Crossing River, if not, she's dimensionally lost. .. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. I act shocked and frozen. .. For now, let's return to the bright cold realm. We should propose to the Grand Elder Council to deploy the Nether Crossing ship and approach the vicinity of the Nether Crossing River. If she's fallen into the Nether Crossing River, we need to plan a rescue. We can't afford to lose the possessor of the ghostly yin transformation immortal root after tens of thousands of years. Heo Ryong grits his teeth and returns the way we came with me. We exit the side path. I emerge into the bright cold realm, dispel the Ghost King transformation, and look back at the side path. Stay strong, Kong Min-hee. Kim Young-hoon seeks return. Jaeon Myung-hoon and Kim Yeon seek revenge. Kong Min-hee seeks salvation. Oh Yun-sok seeks peace. Oh Hai Seo, well, she'll live her life as she wants. Anyway, everyone has their own goals. Kong Min-hee's goal, as long as she doesn't break down, I intend to support her. I step out from the Ghost Soul Hall in the Nether Crossing ship, which has the gate leading to the side path. It's then, Ziying, are you going to leave just like that, despite being tormented by fate? You should have done whatever it took to further stabilize Kong Min-hee's mind before you left. Suddenly, I feel a voice resounding from deep within my heart essence that had been closed off in recent days. Question mark quote. I stand still and listen intently, but the voice does not come again. In the end, it seems like a hallucination born from my lingering feelings for Kong Min-hee. Towards her, it seems I still unknowingly have quite a bit of lingering attachment. In a domain bathed in the light of the setting sun. Inside, Kong Min-hee picks up Seo Eun-yeon's soul fragment, holds it tightly, and smokes her pipe. Hey, that's a lie. There's something she hadn't told Seo Eun-yeon. The story of her shadow. And the hatred she felt towards herself for confusing the shadow with Seo Eun-yeon. Saying that Seo Eun-yeon's influence was only 0.1% was a lie. Along with that hatred, to ensure she never mistakes Seo Eun-yeon for the shadow again. To ensure she never confuses him with something of a ghost again, she had resolved to guide all the souls to the netherworld. If you had told me you missed me, maybe none of this would be necessary. Squeeze. She lets go of Seo Eun-yeon's mysterious bizarre GU she had been holding. As soon as she grabbed the mysterious bizarre GU, the weak sealing spell that had been placed on it was released. The mysterious bizarre GU does not hear her words. Kong Min-hee merely mutters quietly to the mysterious bizarre GU. You dumb bastard. Perhaps, the two of them are missing each other. But perhaps, they are parting ways because they care for each other. For each other. Towards each other. The meeting of these two, who had been running while looking in different directions, thus ends awry. Now, all that remains is to leap towards their respective goals. After parting ways once again. 100 years have passed. The storage scroll of Lofty Dragon True Person has opened. Through the ritual worship scripture of wealth virtue, I succeeded in building one axis. Wo Wang, I feel my lifespan increase by 10,000 years once again. Kurring, I look up at the sky, feeling the heavenly tribulation that had just passed over me. Having built one axis from none, I have reached the mid-4-axis stage. I will enter the storage scroll of Lofty Dragon True Person, assist the mystical scaled fish commanding sect, and receive compensation from them. And using that compensation, I will create a small wonderfully mysterious fortress for Kim Yeon. The reason Seo Weol fears the Mad Lord is that if he becomes a puppet of the wonderfully mysterious fortress, even he will inevitably die. I have more than enough confidence to reach the integration stage within the remaining 500 years. Moreover, if Kong Min-hee also overcomes her critical moment, I can work together with her who's also at the integration stage and capture Seo Weol, who possesses the main body, and modify him. Then, using the small wonderfully mysterious fortress, we will gradually replace his soul with an artificial soul and kill him. No matter how powerful Seo Weol is, he will be doomed. That is my plan to kill Seo Weol. Translator notes. For Seo, towards Seo, has a one-character difference lo in Korean which makes it, for each other, towards each other, because just Seo is, Seo, but Seolo means, each other.